L 119-109, 72nd half points by the Celtics. So the question is, can the Celtics win the title? That's our take two.
Right now, the Boston Celtics look like a team that can win the championship.
The Celtics attacked this game knowing that it meant more.
I do feel that after watching last night, like the Celtics have a chance to be the best team in the league.
To me, right now, if I had to bet the palatial estate on one team this minute, Jay, I think I would bet it on Boston.
I'm not quite ready to say the best team in the NBA, but I think they just beat the best team in the NBA.
As we sit here this morning, we're in no position to deny and refute that claim.
It's the system ultimately designed by, I think, probably the best coach in the NBA in Joe Mazzulla.
We just got to keep it a buck and call it like we see it. Who can't they beat? Who can't they compete with?
For them to be the number 2 seed with Jason Tatum missing most of the season, you have to respect it.
The Celtics know. They have been through the games, the paces, the travels, the commitment, the scouting, all of that, which that will get ratcheted up in April.
It felt like, yeah, Boston is a team that's going to be here, and it's a team that believes they could win a championship just like OKC can.
Wow, that is a monster big bandwagon there, Kendrick Perkins. Listen, you called on the Celtics yesterday, 24 hours ago on this show, make a statement. They did last night, but I mean, do you see them winning a 7-game series against OKC or even the Spurs if they meet in the finals?
Absolutely, Hannah. And let me remind you that this duo in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they're proven. This same duo broke up a happy home in Dallas and got their superstar Luka Doncic shipped out of town. So when you talk about championship experience, they have that all across the board. Not just the dynamic duo of Tatum and Brown, but also Peyton Pritchard, Derek White. And then when you look at the others, the role players, I love what the big fella Cato is bringing to the table for his defensive presence on both ends of the floor. Vucevic, he's probably going to come back, a guy that can stretch the floor, play somewhat of a Porzingis role, and they have a guy that is an evil genius coaching them on the sideline. That scheme that he threw at the Thunder last night, going small in the fourth quarter with Jason Tatum at the 5, that was going into his playoff bag.
I mean, keeping SGA out of...
There's sound from them about what they feel about the potentiality of all of that. Of course, Draymond Green has made news because he was speaking in support of Victor Wembanyama and what he had to say about the whole MVP chase. So that's definitely something that we're going to get into, make no mistake about it. Along with the NCAA tournament games, Arizona and Arkansas going up against one another. Of course, Houston and Illinois. I can't forget St. John's and Duke. Can't forget UConn and Michigan State. The list goes on and on. So we're going to be talking about all of that today and tomorrow. But the first order of business to get into is that of Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics, who beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, the best team in basketball, riding a 12-game winning streak, haven't lost a game in a month. The Boston Celtics beat them 119-109 last night, going down 11 points in the first quarter, then outscoring the Thunder 99-78 the rest of the way. Jaylen Brown scoring, 24 points on 76% shooting in the second half, finishing with 31 points for the game. Absolutely sensational, putting the world on notice that this MVP race ain't over by a long shot, and he definitely warrants consideration for league MVP honors. And he was speaking after the game and talked about how he really wanted that win, how it was well needed. They know they can play with anybody. You get on your home floor against the team that has the best record in the league. It feels good, et cetera, et cetera. But I want to talk about something else with Jaylen Brown, because you see, this is what champions are made of. This is what greatness is made of. And we got to give respect where it's due. I find myself not being able to let this go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still pretty ticked off that weeks ago he was ejected from the game against the San Antonio Spurs and Victor Wembanyama in the second quarter. Just imagine how we would have been looking at Jaylen Brown if he had beaten the Spurs that night. Imagine if he had come back from the ejection and he lost the thriller to OKC, but he dropped about 34, 36 points that going nip and tuck at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder bring their talents to Boston, and Jaylen Brown goes right at them again, and right at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who had dropped over 30 himself. Just think about that for a second here and ask yourself, what would life have been like Right now, when we're looking at Jaylen Brown, he's putting everybody on notice. You know what? I know that I'm great. You know that I'm great. You've acknowledged and respected me for that, but in the same breath, don't give me the notoriety that I deserve. And the reason why it's relevant is because he's right about that. He's right about that. He does deserve more acclaim. He does deserve more notoriety and acclaim. He does deserve more respect than he has been given. Make no mistake about it. He absolutely, positively deserves it. But with that being said, even though he deserves it, let's also bring up something else that's very, very important right now. The Boston Celtics look like the best team in the Eastern Conference. They're not the number 1 seed. That's the Detroit Pistons, who are without the services of Cade Cunningham, courtesy of a collapsed lung, a partially collapsed lung. We get that. But right now, the Boston Celtics, with Jayson Tatum finishing with 19 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals, and coming over, getting away from his 2-game doldrums offensively. If he continues to ascend and flourish and grow, I got news for you. We're going to look at the Boston Celtics and we're going to say, wait a damn minute now. There's something different going on here. We got to give respect where it's due. The Boston Celtics right now look better than the New York Knicks. They look, who have won 7 straight. They look better than the Detroit Pistons, who are the number 1 seed. They look better than the Cleveland Cavaliers. They look better than everybody. And we're going to have to pay attention to that and give them the respect where it's due. The Oklahoma City Thunder rolled into town. Jalen Williams is back in the lineup. Lou Dort gave you 14 points. Alex Caruso, although he shot 1 of 8 from three-point range, he's still on the squad. Shea Butter dropped 33 points on 10 of 12 shooting and 8 assists. And somehow, some way, Boston still outscored them 19-2 on second chance points. They outscored them by 18 points on three-pointers. And they shot 53%, their bench, 53% from three-point range, led by Peyton Pritchard. Look at the Boston Celtics right now and tell me who you can definitively say looks better than them in the Eastern Conference. I'm just looking at them right now and imagining if Jayson Tatum gets back to 100%, if Jaylen Brown continues to look this way, what are you going to do about the Boston Celtics? I'm just giving respect where it's due and paying attention to it all, understanding that what we're seeing from the Boston Celtics, a team that lost in the second round to the New York Knicks last year, when New York Knicks rolled into Boston and won games 1 and 2 on Boston's home turf. I'm looking at that, and I'm saying to myself, are we paying attention? The Boston Celtics are not going away. They're making you pay attention to them, and you damn well had better do it. I've got the Boston Celtics looking like the best team in the Eastern Conference right now. Tell me I'm wrong. 888 Mad Dog 6 is the number to call this. 888-623-3646. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio. We can get to the West a little bit later on in the show and how Luka is looking and how far this man is capable of taking the Los Angeles Lakers, scoring over 30 in 11 or 12 straight games. LA 10-1 over their last 11 games. Clearly entrenched as the top 3 seed within the Western Conference. 8 games behind the San Antonio Spurs, though. How far can Luka take you? How far can Luka, with LeBron looking the way that he's looking, with Austin Reeves looking the way that he's looking, how far can they take you? Still with a suspect bench, second worst bench in the NBA, efficiently behind the Houston Rockets. How far can they legitimately take you? These are legitimate questions that I have to give credit where it's due with the Lakers and how they're looking. But I still got to point to their deficient liabilities defensively and the fact that their bench isn't that strong. And I'm like, how are you going to beat these teams that are San Antonio and Oklahoma City? I see the Lakers getting to the second round, going very, very deep, probably a 7-game series against the San Antonio Spurs, assuming they remain the 2 seed while the Lakers are the 3 seed. Both of them win their first round series, and then San Antonio and the Lakers face one another in the second round. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number. Call up. It's 888-623-3646. Want to get to another subject because it's a bit sensitive, to say the least. But it's necessary. And I'm not going to mess around about it because I'm not running from it. Okay? And it's a story that involves the state of Florida, but it goes far, far deeper than that. And I openly will confess to you that I'm going to ruffle some feathers with what I'm about to bring up. But I also want to confess to you that I don't give a damn. I'm not here to make enemies, but I'm not here to make friends either. I'm here to call it like I see it and to make sure that subject matters that need to be broached are indeed broached. That's what I'm here to do. And I'm here to do it in a fashion that is necessary. Because in case y'all missed it,